Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? It is Thursday, the 21st of December. We are getting so close to Christmas. It is crazy. And I'm just going for a nice little live stream with you guys today. I got Grogu with me today. And look, Grogu's wearing his Christmas hat right here. How you doing, Grogu? Good having a good day today? How are you guys doing? We're going to hang out today. I got some pretty crazy stuff to talk about today. Some pretty wild stuff to talk about with you guys. Hopefully you can all hear me and everything. And hopefully you're having a good morning, as we get closer to the holiday weekend, of course. I don't know if you guys went for the X-Men comic today. We'll talk about that a little bit. And we got some other stuff coming up for VeVe as well. Those Coca-Cola vending machines are pretty damn cool. For sure, right? But we got bigger fish to fry, in regards to scams that are going on in the physical comic book space. And I'm going to talk a lot about this today. I'm going to talk a lot about, what's going on with that. And I'll inform you about the CGC graded comic scams. And I want to talk about just, how digital collecting, on a platform like VeVe in particular, is so much safer than, basically almost any other form of collecting at this particular moment in time. It is quite something what is going on and what can actually go on in the physical space right there for sure. It can be quite crazy, right? So we're going to make sure that we have a lot of fun with that and, watch a video about that whole thing coming up very, very soon right here. I wanted to share this little bit of info with you right here. This is all thanks to everyone here that's watching. I really appreciate the support and how you guys come to the channel a lot and watch what I do here. It's quite awesome for me. I mean, I can't even believe it. These are my numbers for VeVe content for the year. I tweeted these out, and thanks for all the kind words and everything like that. But of course, it all comes from you guys watching the channel, and it's been pretty awesome for sure right here. We got on my VeVe related videos, 528,000 plus views this year, which is pretty awesome. Lately, in the last bunch of months, last 3 or 4 months, I haven't been getting as many views because I think our audience has really shrunk down a little bit more, right? So I always watch the numbers on my channel just to really get a good, clear indication of how much people are actually paying attention who are outside of the community. So I don't have huge views on all my recent videos, but for the course of the year, I think the videos that I put out average about 1,200 views a piece, which is pretty damn good if, in this little community that we have right here, I think. And that just goes from you guys, showing all of your support and also being engaged with VeVe. Total impressions on that for my year so far, as I'm doing a bit of year in review stuff right here over the next, few days as well. 6.5 million impressions. So that's how many times people actually saw my video cover right here, which is pretty amazing as well. Those lead to views as well. This is the one that blows me away the most. 62,000 hours of watch time. We've hung out a lot this year. I mean, it's been nuts. And by the end of the year here, we still have another week or so to go. Hopefully those hours go up even more. But, I really want to thank you guys for coming and spending time with me. Grogu right here has been involved in a lot of that. He's kind of cut off. Grogu, you're kind of not really on screen here. He's kind of half hiding here, you guys. But anyway, he's not as he's a little more shy than I am. That's for sure, right? But yeah, 62,000 hours of watch time that we've hung out together. I mean, it's crazy, right? And so I put out 342 pre-recorded videos this year on VeVe related content and 106 live streams. This is 107 today live streams. So, lots of fun. It's been quite a blast, you guys. And it's all thanks to you guys that have come out and, supported the channel and had a lot of fun with that. So thank you so much for that. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this right here. I did a poll question yesterday, which is still ongoing. What is that? Because I've done a couple of year in reviews videos coming up. I've done one about the best comic drops that we've had on VeVe so far this year. And here's my little poll question right here. And I already know the answer to this because I based my, top 10 list, my video that I just did recently, on literally market performance. So it wasn't an opinion piece at all. It was literally how, which comics have done the best on the drop, that have dropped in 2023. Not comics that we have in the app, because we have lots of other comics, but only the ones that actually arrived here in 2023. And the top 4 in my top 10, of course, just by market price alone: Hulk 1, Tales of Suspense 39, Giant Size X-Men 1, and Uncanny X-Men 1. Those are the top 4, of course, that we got in regards to like how they've performed. And I did a whole video about this. If you haven't seen my video that I put out yesterday, I'm going to review it right now, recap it for you, because it's quite fun to actually look at these drops. There's a lot of comics that have dropped this year that aren't in the top 10, that maybe the common wasn't over retail and all that kind of stuff. So pretty interesting for sure. But you guys so far have voted that Hulk #1 out of 272 votes that I have on my X page right here. You guys can go vote there as well. You've voted that Hulk 1 was the #1 comic that dropped on VeVe in 2023. So the actual comic, I'll show you what it is, because it's actually not Hulk 1 that has actually performed the best. There's actually a couple of not variant comics, but there's a couple of one-off comics that have actually performed incredibly well, like the Venom, Lethal Protector, and all that kind of thing. But those are not like fully like included in the whole. You have to have a drop that has all 5 variants. And of course, there are specific variants of comic drops that we've had that have actually done really well, like the Spider-Boy Ultra Rare, or that Amazing Fantasy 15 alternate cover on Amazing Spider-Man 700, like things like that. Individual comics have done very well, but not like the overall drop. So this is a poll question. If you want to go vote on that, please go vote on that and let me know what you think. And then shortly here, I'll show you the results from that video in my little presentation as well. That's going to be kind of fun right here. So there's the content. I really appreciate you guys for doing that as well. Now, coming up soon are the Coca-Cola vending machines. And I got to tell you, these look really fun. And I'm definitely going to be going for this one. I'm going to do a little breakdown video on it once I get my thoughts around it a bit, as we get closer to the date. It's 6 days away, so we have a long time before we have to go for this. But this is going to be a fun one, if you ask me, because the price is only 20 gems. And I think that's fantastic. Coke drops in the past have been 40 and stuff like that, like 30, 40, I think. And so, 20 gems on this. And that secret rare is ultra scarce right there. So this is going to be a fun drop. And I think they're going to be really fun in the vault. And, it's just going to be a lot of fun. And these particular ones, for the first time with Coca-Cola, well, not for the first time. We did get the Coca-Cola stuff before with the can and the new Coke can and the spiraling, Coca-Cola Starlight can or whatever stuff. Those aren't seasonal. Like the other Coca-Cola stuff have been really Christmassy. This is like a yearly thing right here. And I gotta tell you, this 1980s Coca-Cola vending machine, that's right up my alley, right in my era, this 80s one. Very familiar as I look at it. And if you look actually on the front, you'll notice other Coca-Cola brands on there, like, Sprite and Fanta, pretty funny, right? So these are going to be quite good to go after, I think. And the secret rare over there at that scarcity level is going to be awesome. The 20 gems, you can't beat that. So I'll do some price predictions on that, and I'll break the video down that a little bit more as we go on for sure, right? So today I got some holiday rewards to give out to you guys as well. And as you know, we have the What If show starting up pretty soon here on, I think Disney Plus. I believe that starts tomorrow on Friday. You have the What If, and that should be pretty awesome. So, I'm going to give you guys a, What If comic in the chat today, just for hanging out here. We'll do that actually very shortly here, because I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long for those rewards. But right now on my Discord, this is day like 16 I'm doing right here. This is the Defenders comic that is going out to the members of my channel on my Discord. So I'll reward this, pretty much right now, doing my random generator. And whoever wins this Defenders comic, that'll be fun. And then over here, like I said, this comic right here, I'm going to give out tomorrow as well in my Discord. This is Batman number 522, with the Sinister Snowman. This is a 1983 Detective Comics, and it's just a fun holiday one that I thought I'd throw at my members right here. Pretty fun for sure. So that one's going to go out to my members. But here are the two X-Men what ifs that we got. I wanted to give you guys a what if X-Men comic today because we got that X-Men comic drop today, right? And of course, the what if series starts tomorrow on Disney Plus. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So we got two comics here. One of them is going to go to my members in the Discord. One of them is going to go right here to you in the chat. What if X-Men died on their first mission? This is number 9 from 1990. This is pretty cool. This is what if the X-Men had died on the first mission? That's pretty cool. And then the second one right here, and this is the one that you guys are going to get today in the chat. This is with Throg there on the cover. You can see that. This is what if the X-Men had stayed in Asgard. So this is pretty cool as well. So this is the one that you guys will win today. This is issue number 12 from 1990. I'm going to give that one out in the chat right now for sure. And then this one will go tomorrow on my Discord. This one will go tomorrow on my Discord. And I'm going to reward this Defender comic right now. We're up to like day 17 on these. So if you're not a member of the channel and you want to win some comics, make sure you join up. Or make sure you're just, if you are a member, hitting my Discord here with the holiday rewards tab right here at the channel. And just so you know, next year with my drop heads, I'm going to be doing some different stuff with them, changing the utility program up. So it's going to be really cool to own Drophead 1s, 2s, and 3s. You continue to win more comics and prizes and stuff. I'm going to revamp how the system works, and I'll be announcing that in the new year, right? So if you are a member, just make sure you hang tight, and all those rewards will come back after December. We're just doing holiday ones right now for sure. Now, over on McFarlane, they have a drop today as well, and this is the She Spawn. So you guys can let me know if you're going for this one. Let me just refresh. There were some problems with the website this morning on McFarlane. And, there were some problems loading this site right here. You can see that it's actually having a problem right now as well. So there's been some issues with their drop today. So, I know everybody was, see, look at this right here. It's not really working out right now for McFarlane right there with this spawn drop, this She Spawn. So here it is again. Now it's coming up. There we go. But there's been some issues. There's 45% minted on She Spawn right here. It's 38 Matic. And we're only in what phase are we in? Right, you can see the different She Spawns right here. Very cool. I didn't cover this as a video right here. I will be covering more McFarlane stuff as time goes on. I've just been really busy, specifically with some other platforms like Disney Pinnacle, which I've had a lot of fun with. But this looks really cool. If you're a McFarlane fan, you can see that they have the Allow-less one is today right now. They had to move the times, though, because there were some issues, right, with their drop. So, I know VeVe had some issues with their drop with the, obviously with the Return of the Jedi comic and everything like that and the whole comic crafting. But, they're not, no other platform's immune to it either. These look really cool if you're a Spawn fan. And you can see it's 45% minted right now with about 4 minutes left to go. I believe it's in, what phase is it in right here? I can't really see the phase right now, but only 666 total are being minted, are available to the public, and they're still at 303 right there. So I've noticed that McFarlane, even though they have really great looking drops, they have not been performing very well on the minting stage. They have not been selling out as much as you'd think they would. I mean, there's only 666 of these. You think they'd sell out in 2 seconds at, 38 Matic, which is, pretty cheap, right? If you think about it, for the quality of how these look. So we'll see what happens, and we'll keep monitoring that as time goes on here over the morning as we're doing our live stream right here together. And then we got Candy right here. So like I said, I've been really happy with the Candy platform, and I'm, looking at getting my another bat cowl again. There's been lots of little bat cowl rewards going out, which is pretty cool. The Robin comic and a few other things if you're a bat cowl holder. So that is pretty damn cool if you ask me. Like, they're actually, really ramping that up. And I think people are really happy with the whole platform. If you saw my review video from like a few days ago, I went kind of through Candy's platform. And, what my plan was from the start was, as the DC site was transferring over, I actually sold my bat cowl and I sold some of my top comics, to make sure I had that, that US money and cashed out in time. And then I went, I kept a few, obviously, for the transition. And then now my plan is to go in there and buy another bat cowl, but buy a different one. The one that I had from the very beginning, it was really nice. I had it all the way from day one, but I wanted a different one, right? So I'm going to be looking for a new bat cowl over the holidays here, see if I can get something for, a good price that I actually like, and then see if I can actually pick up some of my, comics again, some of the bigger ones. But I really wanted to just test out the platform to see if I even liked it or not. And I do. I think it's really running smoothly and nice. So, not a lot of drops, on here in regards to DC, but I have been looking at the, the Major League Baseball side of things over here, which you can see right here. They have MLB. I'm a big Yankees fan here. If you guys don't know that already, of course, right? If they added NBA here, I would be losing my mind, but they don't have that yet. But maybe one day, right? So anyway, I'll be checking that out. So you guys can let me know what you think about that as well, right? I got the free digital collectible. There's only about 10 hours left. Is that 10 hours or 10 days left to claim that collectible? If you actually go to the collection right here, you'll see this candy migration thing is something that you can claim if you're a part of the people that migrated, right? So I picked that up for sure. No worries at all, right? So anyway, I want to switch gears and talk about something here that is really important in regards to digital collecting. And now this is going to take it a little bit more serious if you guys don't mind. But over here, I made a couple of videos about 3 months ago. And my whole thing was talking about, Web3 not being very safe for new digital collectors, people who don't know a lot about crypto and don't know really how to use their wallets that well, or don't know how to not get scammed. And even people who are experienced get scammed. So I made this video, and it had a lot to do with the Elmond X hack at the time and tips to stay safe and connecting your wallet and all this stuff. Elmond X did a great job, by the way, on that whole thing and with their Discords, that got hacked and everything. So hopefully they moved on from that. Then I did another video here about Web3 is failing digital collecting. And it was really around the same kind of points with the rugs and the scams and the shady activity, all sorts of things that were going on at the time. And this obviously is not stopped. This will not change. This is like going to continue to go on for sure. So, a platform like VeVe to me seems to be the safest option, or Pinnacle, or Cryptoys, or Candy, these kind of sites that are like centralized, but NFTs seem to be the safest way to go right now, as long as you trust the owners and the ownership, which I do fully, right? So this is kind of the two videos that I made, but I'm going to take it a step further today and go into the physical space, because I don't know if you guys follow physical comic book collecting as much as I do, or as much as some other people do. Maybe you're starting to get more into it now, but there's been a couple of major, there's been, one massive, absolutely massive and crushing scam that is unfolding right now with graded comic books. And if you don't follow a couple of these guys' channels, I'm going to show you these channels right here. You need to follow these channels because, if you're into digital collecting like I am as well, digital comic books, and you're into physical comic books, because I know a lot of you are getting into it if you hadn't before, and you're going after graded comics and you're trying to get the collection going, match up your VeVe comics. There is a massive kind of thing that's happening with the credibility of CGC, the grading authority with comic books right now. And it's unfolding literally within the last couple of days. And I'm going to talk about it right here. And it just, to me, reinforces even more. I'll never stop collecting physical comics, okay? Just so you know. And believe me, that industry is one of my all-time favorites, vintage toys and everything. But it's not super safe to collect there if you don't know what you're doing either. Okay, so, the collecting platform like a VeVe or a Cryptoy or Candy or, McFarlane is also pretty safe, I think. But you have to be more advanced. You have to have knowledge in obviously crypto to use McFarlane. And they did have that entire security breach breakdown, which was not cool. I mean, they had to remint everything. So, I mean, I don't think that could happen on a platform like VeVe. So, but in the physical space, what is going on? There's two really great videos I want you to watch, but there's one in particular that just dropped today. So if you don't follow Swaggelhoss right here, he's a really good, comic book YouTuber. And he's been on, like he's talked with Sleep and Comics and other people in the VeVe community. He's done videos on VeVe digital comics, and he's like not against them. I think he sees kind of how the future is going, but he's definitely a physical comic book, channel. Lots of views, like pretty good, really good stuff like that. And he did a video just yesterday about this, scam that's going on right now. The Mark Jeweler Fooler, they're calling it. And it's really basically CGC label swapping and comic books that have been like, that aren't the actual ones that were graded inside these sealed slabs. And over here is another video to watch right here on another great channel called Automatic Comics. And he does an amazing job breaking this down as well. Now, let me just give you a brief outline of what's going on with the situation. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because, as someone who is like a business owner and a shop owner in the physical collecting space, I have a lot of background and knowledge on this kind of stuff, like scams in the physical comic book collecting space or in vintage toys, selling through eBay. There's like mail fraud scams. There's counterfeits, there's all sorts of crazy stuff that happens if you're a collector, in anything like, in sports cards and anything like that. None of this stuff can happen on VeVe. Okay. I just want you to know that none of this stuff is possible with digital NFTs, okay? Like in the VeVe environment, okay? For example, there is this specific scam. So what is happening here and what's been going on is that, there have been comic books that have been graded here that have been showing up on an eBay account, basically, someone's eBay account. And at first, what you had is you had the same, basically the same serial number on two different slabs, and it's the same, but it's not the same comic book in the slab. So what has happened is basically somebody or CGC themselves at CGC or this person has figured out a way to basically open up these slabs, switch the labels out for these like higher level labels, okay, like higher grades, and then switch the comic book on the inside. So the comic book is not even the same book. So one good example right here is that this on screen right here, the same certification numbers are on these two different slabs. Okay. And they're both 9.8. So basically it's like if you had a comic that was a 9.8 grade and you wanted to get the custom label that they do, you can have it like basically regraded, or not regraded, but you can have it like remounted in a way, and you can have a new label put on it, right? So what has happened though is that the comic on the inside is not the same comic afterwards. And this person's been selling these, right? So basically the comic from the old grade is like high level. It gets a new label put on it, shows up later. It's not the same comic on the inside because people can see the quality of it is not as good. So somebody swapped out a 9.8 pristine on this particular Amazing Spider-Man 252, and they've got the slab redone with the custom beautiful label at the top, which people really like and want. And then of course the comic on the inside is a lower grade. So it's been swapped out. And so what happened here is people are trying to figure out like what is going on with this. Why is that happening? Right. And so, in these two videos, they go after it like Swaggelhoss talks about it right there. And Automatic Comics talks about it right there. And they break the whole thing down. And they're trying to figure out, is this an inside job at CGC, the grading company? Okay. Or is this just somebody who's figured out how to remake these labels and open up these slabs? So it is a massive, massive thing, right? But the thing about it is that there has been an actual, there has been a breakthrough in the case. Okay. So what I want to do right now, if you guys want to hold on one second. Let me just do this right here. Hold on one sec. If I can bring this up, I'll show you the video that you guys want to watch right here. This video by Swaggelhoss right here just came out and things just got out of hand. The smoking gun has been found for the CGC scam. So basically there's a huge scam for a 9.8 newsstand Amazing Spider-Man 252. And a smoking gun has been found by Ryan at Automatic Comics. That's Automatic Comics, the channel I just said right there. It now, so basically CGC needs to respond to this right here because it looks like it could be an inside job. And so what this does, Okay, you guys can watch the whole video and everything like that. But what this does is it totally can undermine the entire comic book grading industry, because we don't know how many of these books are out there that are actually like have been swapped. Okay, and they aren't the real grade. The other thing is that the comic book inside the slab might not even have the inside, like might not even have the proper stuff on the inside of the book. It might not even be you know what I mean by that? So there is a massive thing going on right there. So this is a video I really recommend you guys watch. Go to Swagaloss's channel and you guys can actually watch that video and get in on that whole thing. But the whole point I wanted to make about this is that, if you're talking about digital collecting and you're talking about NFTs, okay, like this kind of stuff just can't happen on a platform like VeVe. Okay, it can't happen over here. Once you mint it and it's signed, you can't like swap the book out. You can't have a counterfeit. Like it doesn't work that way. So, there's a real sense of like, when you're talking about comic book collecting, you're talking about, like NFTs. There's a real sense of, this is the real deal. One of the things that people do when they go for, when they go for slabbed comic books is they want that, they want that certification that the grade they're getting is the true grade, and, that they're actually buying something that is actually legit. And what happens is some people don't like, getting their comics graded. Some people like, like for myself, I don't do the grading process very often. I like raw copies. I'll take some slabs here and there, but I actually like raw copies because, I can feel it, look at it. I know it's the real thing inside that slab, up until now, you've never really questioned whether it was the actual comic in there or if it was the proper grade. Now, because of what's going on with this label swapping and this whole thing with the book swapping that is breaking right now, this is not old news. This is literally happening right now. This brings into question all the grades on all the top books, because this particular seller, not this guy, this is his channel. This is Automatic Comics. This is not the guy doing it. He's the one breaking it. There's multiple comics that have been on his eBay channel, or his eBay store, and that have this phenomenon occurring. So they've been breaking it down. So quite amazing, you guys. So if you're getting into physical comic book collecting, okay, from VeVe, just know that, getting a slab it should be just as safe, but it isn't. Okay. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. And take it from me, somebody who is, owned a store, seen lots of scams, lots of people who have come through my shop trying to sell me stuff that isn't legit, fakes. I've had lots of issues go on eBay with, like, when you send someone something, they claim they didn't get it, or they send you the wrong thing, or all this kind of stuff that comes in, with high level, like, like collecting, like high level, at the highest level. We're not talking about all the low level stuff. I mean, we're talking the highest level. Like these books right here sell for like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and people are buying them and they're thinking they have actually something legit. And, what it's turning out to be, they don't actually have the legit grade. So what is going to happen now? So these comic book YouTubers have been calling now out on CGC to say, hey, like, what is going on? You need to speak on this now. We need to find out what's going on right now. If you go over, like I said, to, VeVe, for example, and like I said, you guys, like, I come from the physical collecting space. Okay. Like that's where I come from. That's where I started. I'm of an age where people of my age maybe aren't even here yet, right? These are all the comic book collectors we're trying to, like, not trying to, but we're saying, hey, you guys can come over here and you can also go after these exclusive covers here that are only offered by VeVe, and like these Return of the Jedi books that we just got right here with this art that was created only here on this platform. And you got Candy over there doing DC stuff right here, which is absolutely awesome, right? And things like that. I mean, there is no worries or concern about if you actually own the actual item. I mean, if you break it down to the very base level of collecting, you want to know if you own the actual item, right? I mean, if you're collecting a comic book in the real world, you don't want it to be, you're spending thousands on it. You want it to be like legit, and you want to trust. And the people who are selling these, they may not even know that that book got swapped on the inside, or those labels are wrong, because the label says a 9.8, but actually, the scam, the person took out the book that got the original grade and swapped in an 8.0, because they're looking at these comics right here on these channels, and they're seeing that like these comics actually are completely different in the slab with the same certification number. So it is a huge scandal going on in the physical space. And I'm still going to be collecting physical comics, for the rest of my life. And I recommend that you do as well. But there is a big movement going back to ungraded raw copies. Ungraded. I know people want that grade. The funny thing is, I was going to say, is that even people who don't like grading, they will buy graded comic books and then open it up just because they want to have the raw copy in their hands. But they'll still buy the graded one just because they want to, be clear that it's actually the comic. They want to make sure that, because once it has that grade on it, it's supposed to be, well, this is a 7.0, and they know, or this is an 8.0 or whatever, a 9.6 or something. And so they want that, reassurance. But is it really real on a lot of these now? Like, this is the crazy part. So CGC has got to have that happen. And the crazy thing about that is you can talk about VeVe having drop day delays, or like not having MCP yet, or those kind of things for sure. But you can't talk about this comic book right here not being actually this comic book, because it's got the mint number right there to match and you're good to go. That just doesn't happen in the digital space. It removes a lot of that scamminess, the counterfeitness. I don't even know if that's a word, but you know what I mean. It removes it all. So pretty cool, if you ask me, to be collecting digitally right now. And just make sure, if you're buying slabs, comic book slabs, make sure that your seller is trusted. But at the same time, it's not even the seller's fault now in some cases, because how many of these comic books have now been distributed amongst the community that are not properly graded, that have been scammed and swapped? So this is a really big deal, and they're going to keep on digging into this whole thing right here for sure, right? So that's quite something. But now I want to talk about right here, my digital comic books, the top 10 of 2023 that I wanted to talk about. Then I'm going to give you guys, a what if comic in the chat right here before we get to it. But here are the top 10 comics drops of 2023. I did this whole video yesterday. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. I break it down, but I'm going to show you right here too, because it's a lot of fun to talk about, because we got some absolute bangers on VeVe in 2023, some absolute monster grails. And there's a lot of comics actually that aren't in this top 10, that are really great, that should be in the top 10. There's a few, for sure. And this top 10 is not my personal opinion. Okay. This is just market, literally what they're valued in the market. And my criteria for the video that I did is that you had to have all of them over retail for this to work. Okay. So that means the entire drop is successful, not just the secret rare or the ultra rare, because, most comics, so like 99% of the comics that drop here, the secret rare, the ultra rares and all that, they're all like doing quite well. It's the commons and the uncommons, and even the rare in some cases, that's below. So the whole drop has to do good, and it has to be released this year. So we're not talking Amazing Fantasy or even Jim 83 that came at the end of the year. But I'm going to show you, number 10 is Fantastic Four, number 4. That's pretty cool. That one's all doing really well. And these prices will change, of course. Number 9 was Spider-Man 4. This one, the whole drop did really well. Nice and scarce. Number 8 is the Dazzler. Now, the funny thing about this one is that this didn't start out that way, but because of the Taylor Swift news, this one has jumped up a lot, and people have really locked this one away. So that was number 8 right there. Number 7 is that Secret Wars 8, one of my favorite comics. This one did really well as well. It's sitting at 12 gems or so on the floor right now, and the Secret Rare is doing great. That one, the whole drop did really nicely. This one way back on January 26th, the beginning of the year, Spider-Man 2 with the Vulture, of course. So this is another great comic. The whole thing is done really well right there. Nice and scarce. Spider-Man 5, number 6 right there with the Lizard. That came in the top 5 right there. One of the main reasons for this one, is because it's so scarce, 3,000 commons right there. Number 4. So this is getting back to my poll question. You guys, the poll question that's going on right now has Hulk 1 as the #1 answer. But it's actually not in the top position right here. Rank 4 is actually Tales of Suspense 39 with Iron Man. This whole thing is doing fantastic, of course. This is a Grail Comics, right? All legit. It's so awesome. And then #3 is X-Men 1. Okay, people were voting on this one pretty good too. This one's like they're very close in regards to their price, but they're like within 1 or 2 gems each, right? But this one's got a little less listed, which is cool. And then, of course, Hulk 1 came in #2, actually. And the reason that it came in #2 is because the #1 is the giant size X-Men, because it's scarcer. This one right here is the #1 comic drop, in my opinion, that happened on the whole 2023, just in performance based, right? So, I mean, these are just absolute monsters, these top 4. They're absolutely crazy, right? Now, I don't know if you guys own any of these, but you probably should own at least one of each of these. If you can own the secret rare, I think you're doing great, right? But if you concentrated on a lot of these right here, you'd be doing fantastic. If you just want to go for the commons. Now, Fantastic Four #4, Fantastic Four #2 should actually be here. I've been telling everybody this for a while, but I just don't know why people aren't picking that book up, because it's worth a lot more than this one, in the real world, in IRL. And it's actually scarce as well. So Fantastic Four 2 should be here. But there's a lot of other comics that should be here too. The #1 comic that should be here, in my opinion, that I did in my video, is Avengers #1. I mean, what are people thinking? This comic is an absolute monster. And it's actually not in the top 10 because the common is under retail. Just barely. Remember, it's a 20 gem release. So everything else is doing fine on it. But this is just a monster comic. I don't have a stack of these. I just have 1 3-digit and all that kind of stuff. And I have the ultra rare. But I mean, this comic should be in the top 10, released this year, like August 31st. So people are sleeping on this one. I don't know why. It's just one of these massive comics. Like, this is a huge grail, you guys. I mean, like, it's just like, I don't know. And it's not like sorry, there's 6,000. There's a little typo there. There's 6,000 editions on the common, not 4,500. So, but yeah, this comic should be like over 20 on the common, easy. I mean, it's pretty scarce, pretty thin floors, but still 78 listed. So it's really interesting. The VeVe community just doesn't understand how big this comic is. It's kind of interesting to me. But anyway, whatever. It is what it is. The market never lies. These ones that I put in my video too, of course, are absolute awesome ones that came in the year. These ones have performed probably better than anything. I didn't put them in the top 10 because they're just solo comics, right? But, Lethal Protector #1 and, of course, Avengers 52. These have done amazingly well. 6.99 drops. I mean, they're doing awesome. I only own the Venom one. I still don't own the Avengers 52 right there. And I definitely will own that one. I've been waiting for it to go a bit lower if possible, but it's kind of stuck there at about 40 gems, 45 gems, around that range. It's been staying there. The Lethal Protector's like at 77, so it's been around that range for a while. So it looks like it's settled in nicely. So I don't think maybe Avengers 52 is going to go lower than 42 gems, but you never know. If it does, that would be really nice. I think it's hit into the high 30s a few times, but I've missed it. So those are great comics right there. And then this one right here dropped, this crazy one, this X-Men one, 425 gems. There's not 1,850 of these. Remember, this was that redemption one, basically. And this dropped March 15th, right? So this comic is doing awesome. I do not own this one either, right? But I do own every single one of those top 10s. And if you don't, you should. I'm just telling you right now, right? So what's coming up? This is what I did at the end of that video, and I wanted to get your guys' opinions about it too. And I know you guys. I mean, I'm Mr. Speculation here. This is just absolute, just me, not like just me by myself doing speculation. Okay, like this, I don't know anything, of course, right? So, but Hulk 181, we got to get this by the end of the year. We're getting all this X-Men stuff. We're getting all this like Wolverine kind of hints, and we got Carnage and Venom coming, so we know how that's going to work. But this comic right here needs to drop, in my opinion, by the end of the year, because, in 2024, we want to start it off on the right foot. And last year, we got that, Jim 83. So I don't know if that means we'll get a grail, that was, I think, on December the 30th. So who knows what could happen, right? But I'm just hoping for this one right here. So I want to know what you guys think about that as well, right? Now, I did a video a little bit earlier too, and I want to double check and see how these are doing now in the market, because I did this video like about a week ago, or just under a week ago, and I have like ultra rare comics in VeVe right here that I thought were undervalued. still at this point, and I did 5 of them, right? I did some like, I did some, what do you call, how do you say, honorable mentions in here as well as a couple of the comics that I think, should also be. So I want to recheck the price on these now that it's been a few days to see if, the community reacted, to see if anybody actually like picked these up, right? So let me just bring up the price on the side if you're the ones. I want to double check the price on these right here. Okay, so my first one, so I had scarcity, popularity, and in real life IRL value. Okay, so that's the criteria that I picked for these. So number 5 for me was Amazing Spider-Man 299 with the Venom cover right here. This is the first full appearance, first like cameo appearance of Venom, but like this ultra rare is super scarce as well, 300 editions. And I was thinking at 23 gems that this thing is like undervalued to the max. And I was curious to see if people would actually start buying it up over the following couple of weeks. And if I actually look at the price of what it's going for right now in the market, let me just see right here. It's actually sitting at 28 gems. So it's gone up 5 gems and there's 12 listed only. So people have bought this up a bit and it's at 28. So people have reacted a little bit to that, which is cool. So I hold one of these and I think it's really nice. It's a beautiful cover. So, people, that one went up in value. That's cool. So number 4, I thought was Secret Wars 8 on the ultra rare. Okay. So I also thought this was at 29 gems. This one, I thought this one should be higher as well, because it only has 375 editions. And of course it's that first, so it's a Secret Wars 8. This one's actually now, get this one's gone up to 43 and gems, and there's only 16 listed. So this one also reacted quite well. People actually picked this one up, get those 3 points and lock it away. It's super scarce as well. So this is New Mutants. This is the Deadpool comic right here, the ultra rare on this one. I thought this one was ridiculously low. Now I don't own this one still. Okay, there's only so many gems to go around. So but I did think that this one was really undervalued. So I'm just going to double check and see what the price, see if people agreed with me or not and bought this one up. I'm just looking in my little app right here to see how much this one's worth right now. This one's sitting at $18.99, so a very slight little bump. 14 listed right there. So actually, it didn't really go up that much at all. So people do think that this one's worth that. So that's good to know, right? I thought it was undervalued because it's Deadpool's first appearance at 17 gems on an ultra rare. And, and by the way, just so you know, this comic right here is in one of those comics that have been scammed in that whole thing I talked about for about 15 minutes with the label swapping and the New Mutants 98. There is a version of that, a 9.8 on that is actually involved in that whole thing. And it's like literally like a, $20,000 book or something like that. It's crazy what's going on in the physical space. But anyway, so people didn't agree, and this one still is valued exactly where it is. It's good to know, right? Number 2, I thought was Fantastic Four 2 at 25 gems right here. This is another scarce one. I thought this one was undervalued because of the IRL, and the scarcity of this one. So I'm going to just double check the price on this just to see if people actually reacted to this one as well. Just hold on, see if I can find it here in the background. Yeah, this one's at 38 now, so 38 to 39. So because of the scarcity, I think people agreed on that one. And there's only a few listings at that 25 gems at the time. So it's gone up as well, which is good. The number 1 for me was Amazing Spider-Man number 1 at 56 gems. And Fantastic Four number 1 was actually around this range as well for a little while at the ultra rare level. I don't own this one as well either, guys. I don't own this one. I don't own this one. And I don't own this one, okay? I own a 3-digit common on this one, but, there's only so many gems for me to go around. I mean, you can buy them all. But I thought this one was undervalued as well at 56. And so I'm double checking to see where this price is right now. So this is the interesting part about this particular one, that people didn't agree with it as well. So this one is actually at 54. It's gone down a little bit. And there's 19 listed. There was 22 listed here. So it's still super thin on the floor. But this looks to be the price that people think this one's worth at this particular time. That's really good information to know, right? So I thought that it was undervalued. Now, Fantastic Four 1 is sitting at 65 gems as an ultra rare. To me, those are still like, Mind-numbingly low. Now, these are the honorable mentions right here. Spider-Man 41, Avengers 16, and Sergeant Fury, the Howling Commandos #1. All these ultra rares right here, I thought were also undervalued because of their scarcity, and because of their actually in real life value. I thought these ones actually should be a little bit higher, But the Spider-Man book right there, if I actually look on my list down here, and I just double check it right here, it's at 17 gems when I did that video. It's at 25 gems, and there's only 8 left on this Rhino book here. So that one did go up. And like I said, it's so scarce, right? That was the reason why. Basically, also, this comic, the Spider-Man 41 comic, you guys, it's a valuable comic, just so you know. I thought this Avengers 16, which is a really key issue of Avengers, also at $16.99 on an ultra rare, very scarce as well. Where's that one sitting at right now? Let me try to find this one right here. Avengers 16. Did it go down, or is it still the same, or is it up? Yeah, it's at 22, so it went up a little bit. That's pretty good. A little bump right there. There's only 9 listed on that. These are scarce. And then I thought Nick Fury's comic was also undervalued at 14 gems. This is Nick Fury's first. That's like $100,000 comic book in the real world, in case people don't know, in IRL. So I don't know if this one went up or not. I'm just looking to see if the value on that. And I'm going to guess right now that it didn't actually, that people didn't think it was, people thought that it was supposed to be exactly where it is, or it's not valued a lot. I'm just trying to find it right here. I'm using in the background vault value. So I'm just trying to find it right here. Let me just see. Let me scroll down. Yeah, it's sitting at well, it's at 17. So it went up 3 gems, but it's the same kind of thing. 15 listed. So not a lot of attention on some of these, older books that we have on VeVe, these ones that have higher editions, from those earlier runs of 30,000 and 20,000 comic book runs of some of those Silver Age comics that are really huge. I know Captain America, on Avengers 4 is also undervalued a lot. I thought about putting that one on this list too. That one's in the teens as well. So there's really good opportunities to pick up some of these exclusives on those Silver Age ones during this time. So just keep that in mind in the background. I just wanted to throw that out to you guys. And see what you guys thought about that for sure, right? Let's remove this right here. Now let's get to the giveaway right here, you guys. I want to get to the giveaway. Let me just bring this up right here. We're going to do a holiday reward for you guys in the chat right now. And like I said, it's going to be an X-Men comic. So let's bring this up. Okay. So like I said, we got that X-Men comic today. And I'm on day 17 of my holiday rewards for my drop head holders, and you guys in the chat too. If you're not a member of the channel, that's okay. You can still win this right here. So this is one that's going out. I talked about this just a little bit earlier, that over on my Discord right now, this comic right here, I'll reward right now. This is the Defenders #109 with Spider-Man. This is a nice comic right here, a really fun one. And this is going out to my members right now. And then tomorrow, later today, actually, I'm going to have this Batman Detective Comics from 1983. This is the Sinister Snowman because, it's holidays. So I thought I'd give you a snowman. Grogu likes this one. I've read this one to him. Isn't that right, Grogu? You like this one, right? Like last night, I read him this comic. He enjoyed it. So he fell asleep right away. Grogu, did you fall asleep right away after reading this comic? Yeah, he did. He was dreaming really well. So this one's going to go out to my Discord today. Okay, so later today. And then this What If comic right here is going to go tomorrow on my Discord for my members right there as a holiday reward, because the What If series is starting on Disney Plus tomorrow. So that's going to be pretty fun, right? So anyway, I'm going to give this comic to you guys right now. Quickly, I want to check and see how the McFarlane drop is going on the She Spawn. It's at 52% minted, 350 out of 666. Look at the quality on this, you guys. And we're still not selling out over on McFarlane. Really interesting to watch. So, we'll look and see how this goes in the market right here. But the Black Exotic, there's only 38 of them that exist. And I'm not going for this drop either myself with the Matic right here. I'm actually just leaving my crypto alone. I'm leaving my crypto alone. Okay, I'm not touching it. I'm just going to let it keep rising if possible, right? Then I'll go back later and collect stuff. But 52% minted on McFarlane right now. So just keep that in mind right there if you're going to be going over that. So let's give this comic book away right here. And I just want to say hi to everybody who's in the chat. Woody, blockchain is the future for sure. I agree. I talked a lot about the comic book scams that are going on. C-Spill, just putting your money into crypto as well. There you go. For sure, right? You put your money into crypto. That's one way to go for sure. Easy wants the Lakers. My Lakers have lost, what, 3 in a row right now after winning the in-season tournament, so I'm a little choked. So I don't want to talk about the Lakers right now today. There we go. Bob Sales is in the house. Sven is in the house. How you doing? Good to see you today. Hopefully there's enough people in here to try to win. Steve, great interview on Will Goes Meta channel. If you guys haven't seen that interview with Steve, you got to go watch it. It's so awesome. Great stories. I really appreciate that. And actually, Will's got a nice interview coming up as well with the UFC fighter that we just had. So that's going to be cool. So check out his notifications on that too. Michael's in the house. How you doing? Palm and Candy. There you go. If it ain't raining, Candy, a win for me. First time I was able to sell any of my DC comics. Yeah, it's been really good. Really, really good. I've been enjoying it. Michael, yeah, I appreciate you as well. Thanks for coming out. VeVe Wheels is here. Thanks so much, VeVe Wheels. I really appreciate that. Vil got a secret rare on the X-Men today. Congratulations. That is awesome for sure. Roman, yeah, the Bat Cow rewards are nice. It is true. So I got to get another Bat Cow back in my, I have to secure one again because I had one right from Mint Day. I sold it right before the drop right here. Superstar Money, how you doing? Did you get the pins? We still don't have access. Yeah, I'm sorry you don't have access, guys. That sucks. I did get the pins. So I'll talk about that just after I do this giveaway here. I'll show you what's going on, or I'll at least talk about what's going on with my Disney Pinnacle, because I did complete that first Disney set, with those pins. I also got Vader and a Stormtrooper because you had to. Hopefully you guys get access to. It's pretty fun for sure right there. That'll be pretty awesome. So let's give this one right here. Spider-Man is definitely undervalued. Yeah, I think so too, Free. I definitely think that those ultra rares. But you know what? It's really good for people to get something, for a good price. So let's give this giveaway right now. What if X-Men? So you got to type in the chat right now. What if? Just type what if in the chat and you can win this comic book right here. And we'll just send it out to you as a Christmas gift. And if you give me your address really quickly in a DM, if you win this, then I'll get this out to you literally tomorrow. And hopefully it'll show up before the end of the year, So I'm going to the post office tomorrow to deliver all my, holiday rewards, you guys. So you're going to want to make sure that you get me this address really quick. And so let's see if you win this one. Look, Throg's on there. So the VeVe collectible, right? Let's see if you guys want to win this one right here. And then, like I said, I'll do the reward winner over on my Discord, for that other Defenders comic, which is fun. And then I'm going to have a nice final holiday reward that's going to be a big one, you guys. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that on my channel the next day or so here. I'm going to have a nice, big, fat, juicy holiday reward for you. A good quality comic for sure. So keep typing in what if right here. And whoever I land on with the mouse, Grogu, don't use the force on this one, okay? You got to just let it go naturally. And I know, I'll read you this one before I send it out. He wants to read this one too, you guys. Tonight, before I mail it, Grogu, I'll read it to you tonight so you can fall asleep nice. You guys almost ready? Okay, here we go. So how it works, like always, is I close my eyes. It's really high tech, you guys. I scroll the chat, and whoever I land on, I just take my hand off the mouse. You win. Then you got to DM me your address to get this shipped out to you. Okay, you guys ready? Let's go. I'm scrolling up. I'm scrolling down. I'm scrolling up and around. I'm going over here, going over there, scrolling down a bit, up a bit more right there. And I'm stopping right there. Who is it? It's Blinky Blink. Blinky Blink wins the X-Men comic today. Congratulations, Blinky Blink. Let me just make a note of this for you. Okay. I have all the winners lined up right here, including Hinano, who won the Return of the Jedi comic yesterday. So this is What If X-Men number 12, and it goes to Blinky Blink. There you go, Blinky Blink. So I have your address, I believe, from previous rewards. So, oh, by the way, Blinky Blink, let me know that you won. Okay, you have to confirm here in the chat. There you go, Blinky Blink. Thank you. Yeah, you're so welcome. This will go out to you right there, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So this one right here will be tomorrow. What if the X-Men died on their first mission? These are really cool stories. And like I said, the What If show is starting tomorrow. and it's going to go like 9 days in a row on Disney Plus. It's going to be really cool. Maybe we'll get some stuff on VeVe that's what if related. You know, we got Zombie Hunter Spider-Man and Zombie Cap. Those are what if related, right? From the previous series, you know. Of course, you know, we got what's her face? Sharon Carter, right? The you know, Captain America, right? We got her, right? That's a what if release as well. So maybe we'll get some more what if releases on VeVe over the next week, because literally the show starts tomorrow. Maybe we'll get a great what if comic as well. So this is going to go out to my Discord tomorrow. This one's going to go out to my Discord today, later. So now I'm going to do this live right here. So thanks again, Blinky Blink. There we go, Connor. Great to see you. Thanks for coming to the chat today. There you go, Shagster. There you go, for sure. I blinked. Yeah, you blinked. Sorry about that. Next time for sure. Ronnie's in the chat. How you doing, Ronnie? Great to see you today. For sure, right? Okay, here we go. So we got, this is day 15's reward. This is Defenders right here. So how many entries we got on my Discord? This is how it works on the Discord. Very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I got a pasta. I got to eliminate this one because you've already entered here. Hold on a second right here. This is how this works right here. You just enter the mint number, or if you have a drop head 3, you just enter that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So they got 30 entries right there on my Discord for this one. Okay, let's hit it up. Let's see who wins this. And it could be Blinky Blink again. You never know. Generate number 28. Okay, who's in 28th position right here? 30, 20. It's Blinky Blink! You won again! Blinky Blink! You saw it right here live! That is crazy! You saw it right here live, guys. Look, random number generator, 28th position. It's this guy's day. Woohoo! There you go, Blinky Blink. You get 2 today, just random. Guys, you saw it here. You saw it live. Congrats. Are you still here, Blinky Blink? There you go. Oh, man. Talk about lucky. That is pretty funny right here. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy right here. Yeah, I know. It's fixed. It's a fix. The fix is in. Am I from CGC? Yeah. Oh, Roman. That is a very timely joke today. My God. Wow. Good one right there. Wow. Okay, there you go, Blinky Blink. Well, you got both. So, you know, there you go, man. Congrats. See, sometimes you win. So I got to do the, so this is the Defenders. Okay. As well. So you get both. So, okay there, Blinky Blink. I'll send those out to you in the same package, which makes it a little easier for me for sure. But hopefully you enjoy that for sure right here. Let's just quickly check McFarlane right here again. 52% minted on She Spawn. Still not sold out yet. Almost 53% minted on that. So we'll see what happens with that for sure, right? So as that goes on, it's interesting that they're not selling very much. I mean, these are beautiful. I mean, look at these. They're gorgeous. Look at the black one there. That looks awesome right there. So very cool. We'll see how that develops over time right there for sure, right? Let's just double check my poll question again. 275 votes. Hulk 1 is coming in number 1 as the number 1 comic drop in VeVe. And, you know, but actually it's giant-sized X-Men, just so you know. And that one's in 3rd place. So you never know right there for sure. Do the lottery. Yeah, do the lottery, Blinky Blink. You never know. Yeah, happy holidays for sure. That's going to be great, right? So that is awesome, you guys. Well, guys, I think I'm going to end it there today. That's been lots of fun. Like I said, I started off the channel, the live stream today, talking about my videos I did a few months ago about VeVe being safer than Web 3. And, you know, it's turning out, and I come from the physical space, that VeVe and, digital collectibles that are licensed, NFTs aside that are kind of in more of a closed ecosystem where you can't have these people hacking in seem to be the safest way to collect right now, because in the physical space, which I come from and have years of experience owning my own business, my own shop. Okay. So like literally, there's all sorts of scams that happen. And right now, the biggest thing that's going on is this, scam right here, potentially with these graded comic books. If you're just turning in, it's quite nuts. So watch these channels, get the full breakdown from Automatic Comics, Swaggle Hoss. I subscribe to both. I don't know if they subscribe here, but I subscribe because I like to get my information from them. It's really good. And, the whole thing is just nuts. And when you're buying a graded comic, just, keep it in mind right now that the label on it, I mean, it's nuts what's going on with that whole thing right now. Really crazy. But anyway, Grogu, do you have anything to say for the holiday season? This is my last live stream before Christmas, you guys. So I won't see you in a live stream until after the holidays, after Christmas Day and everything, after the weekend, I think. I could go live tomorrow potentially, but I don't think so. Oh yeah, one other thing. Check this out. One more thing here before I go. I wanted to mention this. This is really cool and really important. Let me just bring this up right here. Okay, so hold on. In the background. Hold on one second right here. Okay. Okay, check this out right here. Let's add this to stage. So Meta Mona, who you guys have been seeing probably a lot lately, she's been in the Twitter spaces and has a really beautiful professional setup and really smart. She's been doing lots of videos on crypto and everything like that and talking to owners and founders. And I've been really enjoying her content. And she's been on the Twitter spaces a lot too with Miss Gecko. And if you caught the Women of VeVe Twitter space yesterday, which was really cool, I don't think she was a speaker. I think she did pop up for a little bit, but before that she was. There's a David Yu interview coming on today on her channel. It's at 2 p.m. So make sure you check that out. We'll see what David Yu has to say about VeVe Collectibles, why own them. Hopefully she asks some really big questions, about like, digital collectibles and NFTs and all that kind of stuff that's happening. I wonder if David knows about the whole CGC physical comic book scam thing and what he thinks about that as a collector himself, a huge comic collector himself, and someone who also has, is a retailer, a shop owner, and has been in that physical space collecting for like his whole life almost. That's going to be a fun interview to watch. So make sure you check that out on Metamona. And then, of course, there's going to be Twitter spaces after, breaking it down and getting the reactions about what David has to say. I'll be watching it for sure. And I hope you guys will as well, right? So there's a little plug there for Meta Mona, and maybe one day we'll get Meta on the Mona on the channel. We'll talk. Maybe I'll get a chance to chat with her. I know I've chatted with her briefly on Twitter Spaces. She's really cool and really knowledgeable, right? Has a lot of good stuff going on, which is great. And that's a really great interview to get David Yu. I haven't had David on this channel yet, but one day maybe David will come on here. We'll talk comics as well. But in the meantime, I've been really enjoying the interviews he's been giving on other people's channels. It's been really great. Anytime David Yu shows up, it's always a must-see TV, so to speak, right? So anyway, Grogu, we wish you a happy holidays, guys. We'll see you in the next live stream after the holidays. And in some of my videos coming up, I'll have a few out there for you. And check my Discord members for those holiday rewards. They continue. And thank you so much, you guys, for all the support in 2023. My YouTube numbers have been really nice, and it's been really fun. I've been having the greatest time ever. And, this guy here helps a lot. And we got to get him on VeVe, right? Anyways, I'll see you in the next video, and happy collecting, guys.